Hello, everybody. Jim Malone coming to you live on Dallas Trading Floor. It's Friday. I hope everyone had a good week this week. Tough week trading. I mean, the market has been pulling back, and today was no exception to the rule. Basically, we did have an options expiration date today. Of course, it was the triple witching day, and for those who don't know what that is that all three options expire at once. You have the quarterly options, you have the weekly options, and then you have the monthly options. They all expire on the same day, so it tends to kind of pull the market lower. That's typical what happens with it. So I was definitely shorting today. That was my kind of my thing here. Here you go. Well, kind of giving you the idea of the market condition right now. The market condition is still on Thursday. We had the Nasdaq move below a key level, and that indicated that we're going to move into a market in correction. So basically, in not in total correction, but in in correction. So we went from a confirmed uptrend to a market trend under pressure. So that's kind of the situation there. What you want to do in that case is you probably want to be taking profits if you have long positions and getting into cash because if it does move to a correction, which very likely is going to happen, then we're going to want to be more capable of getting short. I want to show you this short that I did on the Penske Automotive Group, and just kind of give you, kind of just putting it out there for everybody. Let's see if we can get this up for you. Basically, this is kind of explains shorting. Hello, this is Jim Malone from Dallas Trading Floor. Just wanted to show you a stock that I am shorting today. It's called Penske Automotive Group. The symbol on it is PAG. On Thursday, December 15th, we shorted Penske Automotive Group at 122.26. As you can see, it's dropped below that 21-day line, and it's pulling even lower down to 118. We expect that we probably will close the short if we get a gain of more than 10%. Even though the sales of Penske have been going up, as you can see, it was up 7% last quarter, the profits have been going down. And this is part of the reason why we are shorting Penske Automotive Group. In general, because of the interest rate rises, we've seen a lot of weakness in the automotive sector, and I think that will continue on in the next quarter. If you'd like to learn more about shorting stocks and alternative ways to make money in a declining market, sign up for our free email list at www.Dallas Trading Floor. And by the way, we have a podcast every night at 5 every market day on YouTube at youtube.com/Dallas Trading Floor. Hope to see you soon. Well, everyone, that kind of gives you a little bit of a rundown. What I've been doing this week, I've been shorting. I did short Penske Automotive Group, and I did close it because I had a pretty good little profit on it. As you can see, that we moved basically from here as it crossed over that 21-day line, and then it pulled back, and then we decided to close it early because we don't want to be exposed over the weekend. If continues to move lower down to the 50-day line, then we may actually open the trade again. But we're starting to see this. We're starting to see setups for shorting. And why is this important? Well, if you're in a declining market, and I think everyone agrees that we sort of are in this declining market, you have to have an alternative way basically to make money, and unfortunately that means probably doing some shorting, which is unfortunately it's a little bit more difficult to short than it is to go long. Currently, the only thing I have long is BP. It was down today. I basically made no progress on this in 40 days. pretty much stayed the same. So I may be jettisoning this and hopefully eating my own dog food here. We did have one stock of the day that did appear. It's MedPace Holdings. It does look like it's going to bounce off the 50-day line. This probably you could go long on this one. Something that it does look like it's going to be. It was breaking. It's been breaking out since last October. But take a look at this. It gapped up, but then it was gone sideways, and now it's hitting the 50-day line. So again, the overall condition of the market makes this one difficult. MedPace Holdings. If you want to get on the ready list, here it is. The address: https://lp/1JVRP6, and this is the ready list. And we also have the heat map. That's also SendFox/LP M2GPL5. So let's get to now that we've dispensed with that, let's get to some of the questions. Thank you for holding on. Really appreciate it. All right, Jim. I want to buy some Nike. It's a good price. Why do you? The question is, and I'm not trying to be uh, weird here, but why do you want to buy Nike? I'm just curious because uh, I don't think that it's very well positioned. But let's take a look at the let's take a look at it. Let me see if I can get it up here. Okay, come on. Go. Oh, no, it's not letting me. There we go. Okay, so what I'm doing here is I'm just getting the. I'm just bringing up the charts. I didn't have those ready, Dan. Unfortunately, I should have had them. So let's go and get that. All right, you can open the charts. Take a look at. And we're going over here and taking a look at Nike. NKE is the symbol. There we go. And put it on the daily chart view. Okay, there we go. So here's the thing about Nike. I just probably would not be a buyer at this point just because the overall trend, as you can see here, is downward trend. And, that's the kind of thing you just, again, that's what makes this market so difficult. It's been in this downward trend. And I know that, you know, we want to go long if we can, but it just, it's just not working well. As you can see, this is the trend on Nike. And so really, even though we've moved up here, we've bounced up to the, we've bounced up to the 200-day moving average. This is still a very, very weak stock. And as you can see, what happened is it came right up to that 200-day line and then it has failed. So actually, I would be looking to short this one and not go long. So let's take a look. It's got a 44 checklist. The technicals on it, it's basically, it's below the 200-day line. You just don't want to buy something long if it is trading below that 200-day line. That's a key level, and just don't want to buy it there. We are still above the 50-day line, but this is showing a lot of weakness, even though it is a Dow stock. Now, the question is, how much of this value has been lost since, so in the last year? That's the thing we've got to look at to see how much meat there is left on the bone to possibly, do something with. But let's see. Okay, so I'm looking here and it appears, so this is for, 38%. This is down year over year, 38%. So on the 52-week moving average. So it has been rallying up here, but I think that we're going to see a reversal right there. So here's the thing on this one. I think that this is a potential short and not a long. Okay. So, obviously if you don't have access to a level 3 account, you could buy puts on this. you could definitely buy puts on this one. But I definitely think this one is going lower. Let's take a look at the. I want to look at the monthly chart to see that I'm looking at the right thing here. So let's take a look here for the monthly chart. Yeah, you see, I do like this. It's moved up, pulled down, and then it's rallying, and now it has looks like it has made a move. So let's look at the weekly to see if there's a place that we could short it. Let's go here to the weekly chart and let's take a look and see. Yeah, definitely. I mean, obviously, the correct time to short it was 2 days ago, right there. That was the correct shorting location. But I think that this could be shorted if you look at the way this is selling off. We have it was down today 3%, and 8% selling. So I definitely think there's institutional selling into the year selling here that we could take advantage of. So I definitely don't think this is a long here. I think that this one is a potential short. That's kind of how I'm seeing it. That's kind of how I'm seeing it. All right, so let's take a look at some of the people from TikTok. Thank you. Now I hear you. Okay, good. Sorry about. Oh, no sound. Oh goodness. Did I not have the right? So make sure that I have that right. Sometimes the settings aren't, totally obvious. There we go. Well, we should have sound on YouTube and everything else, and then also on TikTok. So thank you very, very much on that. What's happened? No sound. Okay. All right. Let's look at PBF. This is for no grats '07 PBF. So let me go and let's analyze that one right now. PBF. Right. And so situation here, this is obviously an energy company, and it does refining. I remember this. This one has had some good numbers on it. The question is, can we go long here, or or how do we want to go here? It does look like it's getting some support. So if you did buy this, this would be bought off a reversal, and it is getting definitely some support at the at the 10-week line. Let me go back to the daily to see if there's an entry point for this one. This does look pretty good. I mean, this is a good chart. This is a reversal. This is a classic reversal. Came all the way down to the 200-day moving average, and then boom, it's making its ascent up. It does look like it's hemmed in here a little bit by the 21-day line, but it is trading above the 10-day line. So the question is, can we buy it here? Well, I would obviously like to have bought it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 days ago, right? Because then that's the day it bounced off the 200-day line. But it does look like it possibly may make another move higher here. But I would be very careful. I think this is a little bit late to buy it. I would have liked to have bought it probably off of the 200-day line. I mean, woulda, coulda, shoulda, right? That's what we're always trying to say. But I think we're about 4% below the 21-day line. I think it's probably going to, here's what I think is going to happen. It's going to reverse probably higher up to the 21-day line. That's the green line. And then it's going to get stuck because this is going to provide resistance. So you probably could put in a little bit of a trade here, but it's not that much. It's a very strong stock, 99 relative strength. But remember, 99 relative strength in this kind of market isn't as good as it is in an upward trending market. We're in a downward trending market, and that tends to inflate some of these relative strengths ratings. But still, excellent stock in a good area. So you could definitely nibble here. But I tell you what, I would set my stop loss right at the 200-day line in case it didn't work. And that could easily happen in this. That could easily happen in this situation. So it's definitely buyable, but it's not, unfortunately, at a great price right now. Any word on Tesla? All right. Well, the thing about Tesla is, of course, Elon has been selling his shares. I've been out at Tesla for actually quite a while now. I have been shorting it a little bit, but I closed my shorts. I'm a little afraid to short this because we could get some nasty snapbacks here. Today, though, it does seem like it's moving lower than the 150 level. So this is critical. If we're students of Jesse Livermore, and I definitely am, we know that that even numbers are a place that typically will have resistance. If it stays under 149, it's probably going to go lower based on the technicals. As you can see, this is back when I was really trading it back here, of course, and then not so much after that. I really haven't been in it. But that's because the character of the stock has changed to a great extent. Tesla just isn't where it was even 6 months ago. So here's the situation that we have. Let me just take off the let me just take off some of the markups here. There we go. Did I get the markups off? No. There we go. Okay, so we got the markups off. We're looking at the weekly chart here for it. But as you can see, it came up, it peaked right here at just about 410. That's where the buy point is. It didn't power through that buy point, so the cup with handle failed, and then it's been, unfortunately, failure ever since. And so basically, the what's been happening with Tesla is, of course, we've got the first leg down, and then we had the rally up. Second leg down, rally up. Third leg down. So, unfortunately, if the way I'm looking at it, if it rallies up to the 50-day line, I'm going to go back over to the daily chart to show you that. If it rallies to the 50-day line, that's right at 200 right now. If it rallies, and I know it doesn't look like it's in a downward leg, that would probably be a good short here. Also, a good short would be at the 21-day line, if you can see how it's touched the 21-day line once and twice. And so if Tesla rallies to 176, then I think we could short it. It's pretty far below that right now at 149, but the trend is downward. So I just would be super careful here. I would not be a short. I would not be a short yet. I want to wait for it to rally up to the 21-day line. That's where I would short it at the 21-day line. So not probably what you want to hear from me, but I'm trying to be as honest as I possibly can. What about that? Okay. Can we visit your office? Well, you can, absolutely. You got to be careful. I did move, and I'm gonna change that up on my site. My office is real small. I mean, I'm kind of a one-man band here, but you're absolutely welcome to anytime that I'm doing the show. So you're absolutely welcome to come here. I'm on Greenville Avenue, and so I'll put that up here. But you're definitely absolutely welcome to come by if you want. Give me your thoughts on Rivlin, RIVN. Let's go over there, RIVN, and see kind of what's going on with Rivlin. And of course, for everyone probably knows this is a competitor electric vehicle manufacturer. And the difference between this one and a lot of the other ones has been they've actually delivered units. So that's key. This company has actually delivered units. Now, taking a look at the chart, unfortunately, it is a downward sloping chart. And again, this is the first thing you check when you look to see if you want to buy that stock. Is it going from high to low? Well, this is definitely the case. Now, of course, we're looking at the daily chart here, but since November of last year, so we have about a year under our belt, it's been a solid downward trend. So this is really not, I don't think, anything you really want. In the last 52 weeks, this has lost 62%. Actually, let's get the number exactly right. Okay, because since December of last year, this stock has lost 80%. I'm sorry, I was a little bit light on that. 80.8% of its value. So as you can see, this is probably not something you want to buy long. But I don't really think it's something you want to buy short either, because just sell short either, because it is, it's lost 80% of its value. There's just better plays out there. There are just better plays out there than this one, unfortunately. So I can't recommend buying Rivian right now. I just can't recommend it. It's got a bad checklist. It's in a downward trend. It's below the 200-day moving average, and so it's just unfortunately not buyable. Even if we look at the monthly chart here, you can see, yeah, it's just a solid trend down. So we just don't want to. Rivian just probably is not something that would work very, very well for for I don't think it's gonna work very well for you, unfortunately. I mean, I'd love to be able to recommend it, but no. Rivian, I don't think you want it. LVS, let's look at LVS. This is, humorous Shuglafugus? Who humorous okay. LVS, let's look at LVS. This is for TikTok. Thank you for definitely tuning us in. LVS. And by the way, if you want to get a better look at these charts, you can jump on over to www Dallas Trading Floor, or you can go directly to the link up here. And I don't know if you can see it. Let me just kind of point towards it. Uh, the link on my up here. If you go up here to the thing that says beacons, click on that, and you should be able to go directly to the beacons feed and get a direct link to the YouTube feed, so you can see all the charts more easily than on TikTok. Hopefully one day that we'll have a direct feed from TikTok, but for right now, unfortunately, we don't. So that's kind of the way you have to operate here. Now, here's the thing about Las Vegas Sands. It did come above the pivot 39.89. Okay, but it is extended. What do I mean by that? Well, what it means I extended is stocks will come through a base, and this did come through a base. This is called a consolidation. It's called a flat. This is called a flat base, very similar to a consolidation, and then it pulled back and then it moved higher. But the problem is it's moved a lot higher, and so now there really isn't a good entry point. If you're buying pullbacks, you'd want it to pull back to the 21-day line, but this has not pulled back to the 21-day line. So this is going to be super frustrating in that this is kind of a train that's leaving the station that you probably can't get aboard. It's just too risky right now to buy this one long. It is a good chart, and it has a pretty strong checklist, but based on what I'm seeing here, it's just too far extended above the it's just too far extended. Now, if it did pull back to the 21-day line, that's the screen line here, then you could possibly buy it. That would be at about 46.18. Currently, it's at 47.49. But right now, I just don't think you can buy it long. I wish, I wish you could buy it long. I wish I could be giving some more better news here, but LVS, Las Vegas Sands, I just don't think you can buy it. It's kind of, it may go higher, but sometimes you just have to have that, sometimes that bus just has to lose without you. All right, let's look at HP. And of course, HP, Hewlett Packard, I'm sorry, Hemlock & Page, excuse me. For some reason, I get those confused. All right, so this is a different company. Of course, this is an oil well service company. Let's pull over here and see. And by the way, yeah, this has come down to the 50-day line. It's in a consolidation, so that's pretty good. It looks like the floor is about 35 here, so it could possibly move down lower than that. Unlikely though, because as you can see, it's going right along the it's bouncing up right along the 200-day moving average. So that shows pretty good strength. Let's see. Excellent checklist, 89%. That's very, very good. On the technicals, we are basically very close. We're less than 5% above the 200-day line. That's not a bad place to buy it if you're going to buy it long. Within 5% of the 200-day line. Obviously, it bounced there, which is good. I want to look at this in the last trading session to see how it did. See how HP did. Let's look at the 10-minute chart on it. All right. So we had a little bit of a move. We pulled back, gap down, and then moved up. So yeah, 45, 47. It does look like, it does appear. I don't think it's changed its character, though. I still think this one may be going lower, unfortunately. So, ah, so frustrating. So frustrating here with those. All right, let's see if we have some other ones here from. Let's look at Disney, and that, of course, is for. Um, let's see if I can get that right. Yeah, Disney. Okay, so make sure that let's go to Disney and see if there's anything there. Disney has had some struggle. Disney is a Dow 30 stock, along with companies like Caterpillar, Boeing, and companies like that. It sort of is in the television entertainment area, obviously, uh, and it has been seeing. You would think it would have been doing better, but definitely it's in a downward trend. That's the trend that we have to look at is good. So I would not buy this long. Why? Because this black line here is the 200-day moving average. Anything that when a stock exists below that, that means that it's in a bad downward trend. Now, the question is how low it will go. Now, a lot of people are trying to figure out what the bottom is for a stock like this. I don't think, obviously, I don't think that Walt Disney is going out of business anytime soon, but we definitely have. We definitely have. It hasn't been this low in a while. I mean, I still think it could go as low. It could go as low as 80. The question is, what where do you think it's going to go? So let's look at this year and look to see kind of how much it's lost. It's lost 43% of its value since the beginning of the year. So that would be. So we go back here. Yeah, that's about here. So from here to here is about is 43%. So actually this is shortable, but I wouldn't short it here. I'd wait for it to move to the uh, move up a little bit higher to maybe to the 10-day line where I would 10-week line, excuse me. So 97 would be a good short. So it would have to move up, and it looks like it's moving down after hours. So I just think you got to steer clear of this one. I don't even think this is a good short. I think this is just kind of got to let it go. Just kind of got to let it move lower. Let's look at TY. Let's see there. Okay. Oh, there we go. Let's see if TY that going on here. All right, that's Tricontinental, and it's a closed-end fund. I'm not familiar with this. It's a closed-end fund. Now, what a closed-end fund basically is, of course, is it's kind of like an ETF. That's sort of the closest. That's sort of the closest thing that you could say it is. It's been in a downward trend. Again, not looking good here. If I was down more than 7% on this one, I would sell it. And it doesn't look like it's moving too well. No, I can't recommend this one either. It's got a decent check. Well, it's got a terrible checklist actually. So yeah, cannot recommend TY. Well, that's TY is a symbol. I guess you said thank you. Thank you very much. I'm sorry about that. That's a symbol. Okay. Well, not a lot today. I'm going to be back. Obviously, I'm going to be back on Monday, and hopefully, we'll have some good stuff to talk about on Monday. If you haven't already signed up um, for the trade alerts, super duper easy to do. Let's see. I want to see if I can show you the ready list. Yeah, this is the ready list that we have up. Easy to sign up for this. Just go to this address, https://sendfox.com/LP. Uh, put that in there. What I'm going to do is I'm going to try to see if I can put that in the comments somehow. Yeah, there we go. And put this in the comments, uh, and see if I can do that. Let's see if I can do that. Okay, so the comments. So this is the ready list. And hopefully get that out there to everyone. So I put that in the comments. Hopefully you can see it out there, so you can get a look at it and see if you can go there. All right. So everybody, thank you very much. Please, we need more likes always. So smash that like button if you like the content that we have here. Smash that like button, and also Please take a look at go to www Dallas Trading Floor and sign up for the action trade alerts. Of course, that's www Dallas Trading Floor. I'll be back on Monday at 5. Everybody, happy trading. Hope you have a good weekend. It's a little slow weekend because we're close to Christmas. Typically, these last few weeks of the year typically are pretty slow in the market. So, you know, kind of got to expect that. But I'll be back at 5. I'm going to be broadcasting every day that we can up until Christmas and then through New Year's. So if tell your friends, and we will be back on Monday at 5. Happy trading, everybody.